Thank you for coming, and it is my great pleasure to introduce the co-founder of Wall on Earth, Todd Meleney, his partner, Christian McCaffrey, moderated by David Ramsey from Front Office Sports. Gentlemen, come on up.
Yeah, that was awesome. And again, welcome to Sport Beach Clubhouse. We're excited to welcome you today. We're going to have a conversation about While on Earth and just performance sports apparel. So a few intros. We are joined here up, like we said, Todd Meleney, co-founder, Christian McCaffrey, and also in attendance, I believe somewhere here, we have Brooke Wells and Matt Frazier. So I think they are around here somewhere as well. So awesome. I'm David Ramsey from Front Office Sports, one of our reporters. We cover the business of sports, so this is right up our alley, and we're excited to be here today. So some more proper intros, and we're going to talk about what While on Earth has really evolved into since bringing on Christian McCaffrey last summer. Obviously, you guys know him, NFL superstar. He's up for the NFL MVP tonight, and he is a San Francisco 49ers running back. But let's get to you, Todd, to start things off. You're a footwear industry veteran. You're the former CMO of Noble. Now you're leading While on Earth. Take us through how the company got started and how we got here today.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, David. My name is Todd Meleney, co-founder of While on Earth. Have worked in the footwear space for the last 12 years and really the apparel space for much longer than that. Started my first apparel brand when I was in college and really just fell in love with the feeling of creating something from nothing into something with meaning and then growing that. Most recently, my experience with Noble, to your point, as the chief marketing officer there. And after 10 years, stepped away with myself and a team of our key folks from that brand with the mindset of building something for the modern customer. And we felt like the wellness and fitness and athletic industry and customer had evolved pretty substantially over that period of time. And we worked towards creating something new. And the mission of our company is to inspire people to reach their full potential. We believe that time is our most valuable currency, and what do you name a brand inspired to people to reach their full potential? It's While on Earth. So we launched in late 2024 with footwear, and last year we were fortunate enough to bring on Christian as a co-founder and investor in the business, and we're off to the races.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. And then Christian, for you similarly, you had a deal with Nike. Everybody knows Nike. You left that deal to be able to come on as a co-founder at While on Earth. Just take us through the decision making and how excited you are to be here.
Yeah, well, first off, appreciate you having me, guys. Thanks for being here. The origin of my entrance in While on Earth started at a table at my house, and Todd came and visited me with a vision, and to be frank, I fell in love with the vision, fell in love with the team, and fell in love with the product. So it was a super easy sell for me. I wear these clothes for a living. I train for a living. Footwear and apparel is my life. And so it was a space that I was familiar with. I wasn't jumping into something I didn't know. And I felt like there was ways to make it better. He felt the same way. And so that was something for me why it was so easy. And I've learned so much in this world. You know, being in Silicon Valley, we get all these opportunities for venture and private equity and all these investments. But this was really cool to take a step back from football, from the investing side of things, and jump into what I like to call a startup and really experience that from a different angle. And I've learned so much along the way. And you know, for me, to your question, when my career is over, you don't have a Nike deal. You don't have any of these other deals. I wanted something that transcended my career. And I wanted to be a part of something at a deeper level that was bigger than myself. One of the reasons I love football is because, you know, you're with so many other people who are trying everything to accomplish a singular goal. And when you're done playing, a lot of guys miss that. Well, now I don't have to miss that because I'm with such a great team and all these people who are working our butts off 24/7 to grow this brand into where we know it can be. And again, I didn't want to be, you know, just another brand guy that everybody signs and that's replaced and recycled. I wanted I wanted to be a part of something that was bigger than myself, that means something, and do it in a space that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah, that's awesome. And look, you're not the first athlete to be a founder or co-founder of a brand. I think that's a trend that we're starting to see more. Todd, I'm curious from your perspective, what is the advantages, the challenges, the opportunities for having athletes come on as co-founders of a brand?
Yeah. Well, I would say just a quick tidbit on what Christian just spoke to about that first meeting. And this is absolutely the number one question that I get asked when it comes to our brand and Christian's involvement is, how did that happen? And it's a really awesome story, which is Ira, who's here, helped set this up, but we had an incredible meeting in Christian's back deck, and I showed up at Christian's house, and it was one of the most humble meetings that I've had because we were really, really early on in the process, and I showed up with literally a cardboard box of samples and my laptop. And we probably spent 3.5 hours or more together just going into real detail. It wasn't, kind of this traditional, big corporate pitch like you might envision it to be. It was much more authentic, organic than that, and we really hit it off. And we were able to start brainstorming right then and there. And then we went to the gym where Christian was actually in our product that first day, testing it, giving feedback, and it hasn't slowed down since.
Christian, is that something you always envisioned yourself being a part of, or when did that become more attractive to you?
Well, I think, when it comes to especially footwear, that's like the wheels on a Formula One car for us. It's extremely important. It's not just you throw a shoe on and you like it. It's your equipment is always the first thing you start with. There can be massive advantages to having the right equipment. And so that meeting was 3.5 hours because I am so detailed when it comes to my training and in the off season. And if a bad piece of footwear, a bad piece of apparel can affect you in negative ways if it's not good. And so I was kind of grilling them in weird ways. I'm like, let me test this stuff out and let really see if this is something, not like, hey, we'll give you a little bit of money and you post something on Instagram. That was not the meeting at all. I'm very passionate about what I put my name to, especially something like this, which is why I also invested in the company. And I really did fall in love with it. It turned into a serious conversation, even with I had my trainers testing them out. What do you think about this? Where can this be better? And gave feedback. But at the end of the day, I'm like, this is serious. And I never envisioned it. No, I never thought that until that meeting with him. And it kind of, a light bulb went off of, this could be a really cool opportunity with really cool people.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about it. You put your money into it. You invested it. Todd, can you just expand on a little bit about what are, from the business side, having him literally a part of the company, what does that do for While on Earth?
Yeah, I mean, it's an unfair advantage, point blank. And, there are different points in my career, especially on the product side, where, you may have really talented people designing product, but they may not be using it in the way that the end user is using the product. And it really slows down the process and actually makes it more challenging because there's just layers of how do you make the product right. Well, with Christian, with our other athletes, they're wearing the product. They're communicating directly with the product team. There's very specific things that they have in mind that I know if this shoe is going to work for Christian and how he's training, and I've seen him train, it's absolutely going to work for me. It's absolutely going to work for our customers. And that applies not just to training, but to running and apparel and all the other areas that we will grow into. And it's just an unfair advantage. And then not to mention, or notwithstanding, just the exposure that it creates for us. We're really careful and thoughtful about who comes into the brand. And yes, Christian is an absolute superstar that's getting how many potential awards this evening. And I shared this with him the day we met. That's not the only reason that this would be a fit. It's the off the field stuff. It's the character. It's the attention to how he positions his brand and all of these things that matter. We are a small company, and we all have a huge obligation to what we're building. But the most important thing that he can do for us is go be Christian McCaffrey on the football field for as long as he cares to do that, and then let us take advantage of that and build on that and amplify it. And our team is working really hard every day to do it, and it's very tangible. as you might expect.
So you guys were talking about that initial meeting where you had the samples and everything, and you're testing it out. What's your involvement like now from a testing phase, or hey, I want to see this, I want something like this? What's your day-to-day like?
Yeah, well, I'm very new to it. So, Todd's an expert at it. There's guys on the team that are experts on it. And so I really love learning, first off. I think the more I can learn, the better this will be for all of us. But for me, I'm in the meetings. I'm in the design meetings. I'm testing the products constantly. I mean, we're in constant communication all the time about whatever it may be, branding opportunities, apparel, whatever it is, designing. There's so many. Obviously, we've already done so many cool things, and it's been 16 months. It's been 16 months, and it's been so much fun. And I love what we've done, but I'm even more excited about the future because of some of the stuff that we've been talking about and some stuff that's in the works and different products that I've been testing throughout the season. And now that it's the off season, I'll really have time to dive into some of that stuff. But no, I mean, it's again, like I said, just being in a startup world. Seeing just the language, it is a different language. Learning how to talk about it, learning brand development, learning scaling and all this size of the company, where how aggressive you are, when to push back, when to make a risky decision or something. All of that stuff's been so cool for me just to have a kind of a back seat to, and then provide input where I need. I think right now my value is really just testing products, giving product feedback. And maybe some design feedback too, but these guys are experts and stars, so it's been really fun to learn from them.
That part of it's actually really fun and exciting for me. It's not lost on me, the opportunities that Christian has and the other brands that he works with and the scale of those businesses compared to where Wild on Earth is just in its infancy. But I don't sugarcoat it at all. I'm not being careful about, what photo of this product or that product. I'm showing it exactly as it is, because that experience will serve him as we develop more and more and more products. It isn't a pretty process all the time. Building a business requires a lot of fortitude and scrappiness and resourcefulness. And I think that's why he wanted to be a part of this also, because it is different. So it also just builds trust, it builds momentum, and it creates a real connection to being a part of this.
Todd, can you go a little bit deeper on kind of the philosophy of the brand? Why did you name it what you did? And, what is the strategy? What does it all mean?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about athletic footwear and apparel. I mean, it's as competitive as an industry as it could possibly be. And we had a whole exercise around the different potential names that we could go with, on the range of being really safe, and being, where we ended up. But we knew from the very beginning that we wanted to pick a brand name that had meaning. And that even if it was different, it would be something that people could recall and think about beyond just their experience or their first impression of the product or the brand. And While on Earth, for us, it's a call to action around how are you using your time? And are you maximizing whatever it is that you're seeking to achieve? And for Christian, that's on the football field today. But for me, it's in business or as a father or, as a teacher, as a mother. While on Earth is about being the best version of yourself for the people around you. And our view on that is that it starts with a comprehensive approach to wellness and movement. And that's what our product is made for, is for movement. But we are building a whole identity around that. And we were very specific and thoughtful about picking something that would be different because of how competitive and challenging it is to be. And we want every element of the brand to be a secret weapon. And we feel like Wild on Earth can do that.
Yeah, and Christian, going back to you talking about the testing and the design, just tell us, how picky are you with your clothes, especially if you're training or playing or competing?
Yeah, I'm extremely picky, probably too picky. But I think your clothes are an extension of your personality in a lot of ways, and that's in training and off of training. And the brands that you wear are a way to express yourself without ever saying a word, and that's what I like about clothes you wear. It's what I like, if you're driving a car, it's an expression of self in ways without having to talk. And for me, I love this brand specifically because it's all about fit, comfort, sophistication, durability, versatility, all things that you can wear every single day, whether you're working out or not. And it's about quality, and those are things that I align with. You know, I think that's something that when you put the clothes on, it's not in your face all the time. But I'm not an in your face kind of guy. I don't necessarily like being the loudest in the room. Well, my brothers might argue that, but I enjoy, you know, sophistication and a clean look, and I think that's what you see in this product. You know, we know when to make different things here and there, but I love the fact that the name has so much meaning to the ethos of the brand, to the team of the brand, maximizing your time on earth, you know, doing everything you can to become your best self. And that starts with footwear and apparel. When you're wearing the shoes, when you're wearing the clothes, you want to feel a certain type of way so that you can go out and be your best self.
All right, Todd, give us the real answer. How picky is he?
He's great, you know, but he's not more picky than me. And that's the truth. Is our product has to be excellent. You know, it's something we're building to be proud of, and we know how competitive this space is, and it has to be great. You know, so Christian's expectation of us having great product is no more than my own or anyone else that's on the team.
Christian, since you've come on with the brand, have you been getting questions from teammates or peers or anything like that on, hey, what's it like, you know, investing in a brand like this, or maybe they're just curious about the clothes?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of guys are curious, and they all love the clothes. We got to gift, you know, the whole team, the coaching staff, a bunch of gear this year: shoes, hats, sweats. You know, and I've been wearing some stuff that's not released yet, and those are the best because then you get all the questions. Where do I get that? That's not on the site, and then they get pissed off at me. And it's good. That's exactly where you want them. But no, it's been so much fun being able to, you know, because to me, that's the best way to test the product. I obviously like it, but you know, do my teammates like it? And we've had unbelievable feedback from everybody, and it's been cool to see. It's really cool to see, you know, our coaches who, you know, we have to wear branded gear when we're out on the practice field. Our coaches will have the Wild on Earth hats. They'll be wearing the Wild on Earth shoes on the field. And to me, I see all of that. I'm like, okay, he likes it. Why? Because he's wearing it. And that to me has been really cool feedback to kind of see the brand continue to grow just within the locker room.
Yeah, and Todd, obviously, we've just talking about how much benefit there is to having a face like Christian McCaffrey associated with the brand, but you know, we're talking about Brooke Wells and Matt Fraser. There's some other athletes that are invested in the brand too. Can you expand a little bit on what it's like having them on, as well as just, you know, athletes in general in the brand?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Matt and Brooke, they're absolute icons and legends within their space in the fitness and CrossFit scene. Matt's a 5-time world champion. Brooke's a 10-time CrossFit Games. They have global fan bases of millions, and they really set roots deep within a really important community of, you know, fitness and training. And now we build on that with Christian, bringing a more broader audience and still keeping it grounded in performance and grounded in fitness and wellness. And then also creating that intersection of pop culture and awareness. And, you know, I have experience scaling brands to you know, mature states. And the bigger you get, the harder it is to grow. So we had a long-term view on this of who we want to be, you know, not 24 months from now, but 48 months or longer. And setting the building blocks today that allow us to have real authenticity within, you know, intimate, addressable audiences that are rabid. And we would not be here without Matt and Brooke and what they've done to create that for us. And now we have additional building blocks to expand on that, you know, which is exactly what we're trying to do. And building a brand now versus 10 years ago is a totally different playbook. You know, and you've seen how athletes over that period of time have established themselves in such a way, you know, that the dynamic in how they're involved with brands has changed substantially. And we're aware of that. I'm bought in on that and believe that that's an unlock for us. We are not beholden to paid media of any kind. We have authenticity that you can't buy. And, you know, that's what creates lasting impressions and word of mouth. And, you know, that's what we're fueling with all of our athletes.
Yeah, just to piggyback off that, you know, I wear cleats to play football. And so if someone like Matt and Brooke put their name on something, these are the best on the planet Earth at what they do. And they're wearing the shoes to actually go out and do some of the hardest, most extensive training and workouts on planet Earth. And so if they like it and they put their name to it too, you know, just because I play football and I wear cleats doesn't matter. I look at all of that stuff. Hey, who's wearing these shoes to run, to jump, to, you know, do all these crazy things that they're doing, hang snatches, power snatches, hang clean, heavyweight, constantly, all the time. You know, that your footwear is extremely important in that field. So if they're putting their name to it, I know that it's a real product. So that's something that I also just did not take lightly, you know, because those are extensive workouts that require the correct footwear. Otherwise, it won't work. And so that was something that was pretty cool to team up with them as well.
And that's exactly why Christian was the perfect fit, you know, to help champion our brand. I mean, going back to that first meeting we had, I mean, he had a whole training staff that was there. Our meeting was in between his sessions, and then we actually went to the gym after that. But I was like, yeah, I've met these kind before, and it's just been great.
So I have to ask then, have Matt and Brooke got you out on the CrossFit trail yet with them?
No.
Why not? Come on. You're a good athlete.
Trying to prolong my career. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Hey, contracts are specific in the NFL too. Let's dive a little bit more into the performance of it all and kind of maybe the future direction of the brand. Todd, anything you can tease us with about what might be coming this year or next year, just any time down the road?
I mean, we got a ton of stuff we're excited about. I mean, first and foremost, we've got incredible product that Christian's been testing even just this week with some product that's made more specifically for how Christian's training. And our Move trainer that's available now, it's an all-purpose fitness shoe. It's comfortable for in the gym or outside of the gym. And there's so much more we can add alongside that offers different elements of performance. And we've worked very closely with Christian to create something that's going to be, you know, perfectly aligned with how he uses it, which will create more opportunity. And then, you know, we think about, you know, fitness and movement comprehensively, and we talk about running being kind of the original form of fitness, and, you know, running also happens to be the biggest addressable market for performance footwear in the world. So we have some really great product that we're excited about for the next few months.
How do you guys find the balance of creating product for an NFL player, for a CrossFit athlete, for anybody else who might be wanting to wear it? How do you find that blend of what can serve the most people but also be efficient for an individual?
Yeah, honestly, it hasn't been that challenging, because if it works for Christian, it's going to work for me. It's just 10 times the weight he's lifting, you know, or with Brooke or with Matt. They're putting it through more rigorous environments than anyone else is, you know. So, you know, we start with what are the core properties it has to have. Is it stability? Is it, you know, whatever? And then we build on it to make sure it's going to be comfortable for, you know, your everyday person who's on their feet all day long or coaching a class or what have you. And that's how we think about it.
Christian, on the business side of this all, you know, you're invested, you put your money into the brand. How do you see this as part of your off-field portfolio? Because you talk about you're not going to be an athlete forever. So how does this fit into, you know, extending your career in sports and everything?
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna keep me accountable to continue to work out when I'm done. So that's good too. But no, I mean, it's again, I love competing, and he mentioned this is the most competitive space maybe in all of business, and so the competition of that fires me up. Because it's a field I'm familiar with too, I felt like I could add value. You know, I don't like putting my name on something that I don't understand it. You know, I think sometimes it's difficult for me to do that and then watch it grow. I don't know. It doesn't feel authentic. This felt very authentic to me. So I was excited about that. And I loved being part of a team. I love working towards something, and I love the continuous urge to get better. And that's what this whole entire business is about, is betterment for people. How can we make people's lives better? Where can we do it? Is it with a new running shoe? I mean, this is an industry that's constantly developing. To me, there is no end. I mean, this is a marathon that will transcend years and years and years in the future. And just not even being a year in for me has been so much fun learning, and so cool to see what these guys have done with the brand. But I'm excited for, you know, way down the line where we can continue to adapt and grow, celebrate the victories, learn from the mistakes, but just constantly get better. And that's what this is all about, and I think he's got the best team on the planet to do that. And so it's just it's been really fun to be a part of that.
I'd love to know both your perspectives on this. You know, we've talked about how the brand today, but really, who is this for the consumer out there? Like, who do you think will benefit most by, wearing your brand, purchasing the gear, and enjoying it?
Yeah, I mean, we make product for anybody that's pursuing to be a better version of themselves. And it's our view that movement and fitness and wellness is the tool that will make you more effective at pursuing all of the other things in your life. So we make product that's beautiful, that's comfortable, that's versatile, that will stand up in the gym, and it will look great and feel great outside of the gym as well. Our view is that that applies to a big group of people.
Yeah, I think, you go back to the old Dion quote where you look good, you play good, or you look good, you feel good, you play good. And that's the same in training, man. Everybody wants to feel good about themselves. They want to put something on that makes them inspired and want to go out. And clothing is an energy. I'm married to somebody who's big in the fashion world. And that's been a huge advantage for me, because when I first started dating her till now, it's my fashion's just done this. And so if she gives the nod for While on Earth, that means it's a good brand. So I knew that was another reason. I'm like, if she's saying this is nice and this is exactly what I should be wearing, then I'm all in. But that's been, to your question, one thing I love about the Move Trainer, and this is the first one, is that it's versatile and it's durable. And I think when it comes to training, being able to do multiple things and not having to switch your shoes up based on it is not nothing. And it looks great. It's clean, it's sophisticated. And again, you can do anything with it, and it's durable. Safety is a huge thing when it comes to training. I mean, I can't tell you how many people talk to me about how bad their feet hurt all the time when they wear certain. That's a big. Your body can't respond if you're in pain. So being able to just focus on the workout, not having to worry about my feet hurt because of my shoes or my ankles hurt or whatever it is. You're on the ground, literally, while on Earth. And everything goes from the ground up. And so when you don't have the right shoe on, and that's why I keep saying durability, man, there's major consequences if you don't have the right footwear. And so for me, it was a brand that I could align with for that. Obviously, it looks good, but in the future, who are we making products for? It's the best answer, because it's true. If you want to run, we're going to have the best runner. If you want to lift, we're going to have the best shoe for that. If you're versatile and you do a million things, we're trying to find the best shoe for that. So whatever it is, we're looking to be the best at it and have something for everybody that wants to, find the best version of themselves.
Todd, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm a big golfer. I cover golf as well. Can we get a golf shoe from While on Earth? Is that in the plans?
We also enjoy golf, so we'll see what the future holds.
I love it. As we wrap up here, Todd, Christian, there's a lot of movers and shakers in this room all today. What do you guys want to say to them? Who's your kind of dream partner for While on Earth as you maybe expand and evolve, and whether you bring more individuals in or other collaborations? What would you like to say to those people?
Yeah, I mean, we would love to meet you. I mean, you've heard a little bit about While on Earth and what we're building. We're really early on in our journey, but, the things that we do that are authentic and organic to the brand. And that starts with relationships. I think you've heard that about what Christian and I are building, and would love to hear more about everything you all are working on as well.
Christian, give us your best pitch here, or give us the best product. What should we get out there?
I get one of everything. I think that was well said early on. Get one of everything and then get two of everything after you get one of everything, and do it in a different color. No, I mean, I think, again, football, business, it's all about relationships. It doesn't matter how good anything is. If you don't have good relationships and you don't have the right people, brands won't win. And what I can say about this group, which is why I'm so passionate about it, this isn't something that I'm just, hey, come buy this, and then I move on with my life. This is something I'm legitimately passionate about. I wouldn't have done that if it weren't for the people. And they're winners. They understand the space better than anybody I've met. Their willingness to listen to feedback, to check egos at the door, and their passion for creating the best product is what will drive this brand to be the best brand on the planet when it comes to footwear and apparel, and I firmly believe that. And I think it's already starting to show, and it's only going to get better.
And then the last 60 seconds here, you've teased us with a little bit about what can come, but what should we be looking out for in 2026? I know it's the off season now, maybe have a little bit more time to get involved. What should we be looking out for in the next few months, Todd and Christian?
We got a lot of product to test. That's going to start as soon as Christian gives us the green light. But we'll be moving, and you're going to see a lot of new, great footwear and apparel right around the corner.
Yeah, second that. No, I'm so excited because, again, I'm happy with what we've done, but I can't wait for the future. I'm testing products constantly in design meetings with these guys, going over exactly how to make the best footwear and apparel. And one thing that's always also been really cool is instead of just pumping stuff out, these guys care about the quality more than any brand that I've worked with. It's all about quality, and if it means we delay the release of something, we're going to do that. We want to put out the best product and not just rush things, and it's just why it's been super cool to work with these guys.
Amazing. Well, for Christian McCaffrey, Todd Meleney, I'm David Rumsey. Have a great day, guys, and give him a round of applause.
Thanks, guys.